You are listening to Let's Go JoJo, the weekly JoJo Bizarre Adventure podcast from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. On today's show, we have Anthony Askew.
Hello.
Dwayne Maloney.
Hello.
Niall Flanagan.
Greetings.
I didn't know. I thought it was going to be a no show for a second.
And me, Brian Smith. And this week's episode is Dark Blue Moon. But first, the week in JoJo's news. I found two pieces of JoJo's news. The first one was on barks.jp. Apparently Bloody Stream is coming to live DAM karaoke systems. And apparently the popularity of JoJo's will help you attract people to your karaoke bar if you add these JoJo songs to it.
Oh, that's the best piece of news, I would imagine, possible.
Apparently the Phantom Blood OP was already on the system.
Oh.
I see.
And apparently, this is the other bit of news, was from mantan-web.jp, where they were talking about Tower Records Shinjuku Anison Corner rankings. It was a 2-horse race between Stand Proud and the new Love Live opening theme, and Stand Proud was pipped to the post. It only came in number 2. The Love Live one was number 1. People seem to like that Love Live. And I tried watching the first episode of the first series, and I was like, what do people see in this?
Is that the one where it's the schoolgirl thing, and some shady manager tries to make the whole class of girls into an idol group?
I think the school is in risk of closing down. In order to save it, they're going to have to form a band.
Yeah, put on a show.
Yes.
Save the rec centre.
I'm told it was a comedy, but it didn't. There wasn't enough jokes put in it for my tastes.
That's how you base everything. JPM.
Yes.
Jokes per minute.
Thankfully, there's enough jokes. There's enough funny stuff in JoJo's. As we shall find out any. Oh, first of all, though, Anthony.
Yeah.
Have you downloaded JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Well, I'm going to
demo?
shock you all.
No.
All-Star Battle.
Not yet.
Okay, right.
Next week.
Maybe
Next week. It'll make a big impact.
I think the only JoJo's news I found was a Twitter where a dude is pulling faces from JoJo's.
That sounds good.
He's very good. JoJo Gaobot on Twitter. It's quite good. The guy has a flexible face.
How do you pull a JoJo's face?
Like, you know one of the extreme faces from the manga kind of thing. Which
Gaobot.
Yeah. I sent you a link there. Gaobot.
Before we continue, just how good his face.
Does that count as JoJo news? I think it does.
It's news to me, so I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
He's got a talent. He's definitely got a talent there.
He's definitely pulling faces, which was the pictures he's put up next to them.
He's definitely getting a follow.
Right.
Right.
That is a good point, yes. Maybe we should all follow him. There we go. I think it tells me similar accounts. I bet they're not people pulling faces, though.
I can't stop looking at them. I'm serious. I must stop.
It could just be, well, if it was One Piece, it would just be everyone pulling that same reaction face.
With the eyeballs popping out. That'd be
Yeah.
big.
The one from Pee-wee. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That's taken from Large Marge. Though he did do there was a recent chapter where he added to that, where it was pretty much going into Basil Wolverton territory. It was like Usopp pulling a very strange face, which I think that guy would break his face trying to pull that one.
Yeah. That's not humanly possible.
No. Sort of curling your nose into helix. Pretty difficult. Okay, on to this week's episode, which is Dark Blue Moon. Niall, take it away with a brief synopsis.
Alright, the gang have chartered a boat to Singapore, and wouldn't you know, there's a stowaway on board, and after a struggle, he dashed into the water to escape, but was set upon by ravenous sharks, and Joestar, being a stand-up guy, just jumps in, and beats the crap out of that shark with Star Platinum and rescues the stowaway. We find out it's actually not a boy with a girl. But also in the water, besides sharks, is a mysterious fishy stand and they surmise somebody on board the ship has got to be a stand user. Is it the stowaway? I don't know. The captain's acting awful funny though, and so by a clever ruse, Joestar figures out that he is a stand user of Dark Blue Moon, and he manages to trap JoJo in the water, and they have a little stand fight in there. But of course, Joestar being Joestar, he of course wins, in a single move no less. So, and straight out of the result that the boat blows up because of course the captain had wanted to explode before diving into the water, and they're stuck in a lifeboat, possibly for a number of days, we're not sure. And then suddenly it's massive, like a tanker appears, and then out of the mist, out of nowhere, and then it's to be continued.
That is absolutely spot on.
See you next week.
That's the episode. Now you can watch it now. You know exactly what happened. So yeah, we get 2 new characters. The runaway girl who now has a name. Apparently she never had a name in the comic.
What?
Did she got a name? Oh.
Yes. I didn't even know she had a name in this.
I think in the credits she's Anne.
Oh, right, okay. At least it's not mentioned.
Oh yeah, I see. It's Rei Kukumiya, of course.
Yes, doing a pretty good sort of young boy's voice, which
annoying boy. I'm
could
a stowaway.
turn out to be a girl because it's a woman doing the voice in the first place. But it
grows a chest very quickly.
It is exactly the right voice for that character, though.
Yeah, that thing with JoJo, just patting her once, and then it's like, pat. Wait a minute. Oh, dear.
And the other main character we get introduced is the fake Captain Tennille. Sorry, Captain Dragon.
Yes.
Oh, is he going to be back?
No, he's dead.
Oh. They could have kicked off any one of these 5, and he could have took their spot. And I would have been happy.
Yeah, he's voiced by Tesho Genda, who is Umibozo in City Hunter, Action Carmen in Shin-Chan, Violence Jack in one of those Violence Jack OAVs. I think it's a different guy playing each Violence Jack. And also he is the Punisher in Rise of the Technovore and the new Black Widow Punisher thing.
Yeah. And let's not forget he's also the Japanese voice of Optimus Prime.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
Why? They're getting all these killer voice actors.
He's the
only one that's being written off, yeah.
For one-off things, and he just immediately get killed.
He's a big guy. A big guy. He's very camp as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, whatever about like the rest of the gang, like Captain Tennille, he's full on Tom of Finland character out there. he has the ascot, he has the hat, he has the chinos, the mustache. He's got the lot.
Does he insist that his entire crew wear the stripy sailor shirt?
It's a uniform, Dwayne.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a uniform. Show some respect.
Sleeveless sailor shirts, stripy sailor shirts.
I thought you could only get sleeveless. I'm serious. I thought they're not just tucked up, like tucked, rolled up in a way to.
It is the 80s.
Yeah, anything's possible with fashion.
And they're in like the South Seas. It's very warm, so you gotta.
And also, Joseph has changed his outfit and complains about
everyone
else wearing the same standard uniforms they've been wearing the rest of the series.
Well, he has to go as JoJo and Kakyoin because they're wearing the school uniforms. But I mean, Avdon and Polnareff wearing the same clothes.
But they're not staid, boring Japanese. They're not Japanese. They're not Japanese. It's basically why he doesn't pick on them.
They're not a bunch of stiffs. Like,
they're doing their own thing, particularly Polnareff.
Oh yeah, and there's just him doing that thing. That's for sure.
Because he weighs in a bit as well, doesn't he? So how they're going to attract women if they're dressed like that.
Niall, you were right in saying he was a bit of a buffoon. Yeah. I'm getting cold towards him. I need him to be badass again, and I'm anxious in case he's always an idiot.
Is he? He gets to fight another stand user, not next one, but the one after that. So look forward to that. In two episodes, you'll see him, fighting and stuff again.
Good, because I like him when he's fighting, but when he's talking about silly stuff, He's
I
off.
figure a sword would have been good against a fish sound, alright.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that Dark Blue Moon has got a lot of powers.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah,
powers.
he does seem very imbalanced compared to the rest of them.
Well, he's crap except for in the water. It's good
I guess.
there at sea.
His powers are just like fish and water related stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's got razor sharp scales. He can make whirlpools.
He can stick energy draining
Acorn barnacles?
Yes.
I've got to say, when Jotaro Star Platinum hits the shark out of the water, I got a fright. Because I had the volume blasted. And the shark it looks like it's jumping out of the water and then bang! I was like, yes.
You just heard, oh,
Yeah, I need that as an alarm clock or something.
Well, that first uppercut that did the job. Any other punches after that were completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, sharks are endangered enough without doing that.
And I'm surprised that girl, like, after seeing a shark get beat the hell out of by air, gets back on board the ship and threatens to cut all the lads.
And then they have that inner monologue which they can all hear. Is that because they're stand users? Is that right?
They can talk to
They're
each other.
talking. Yeah, they're talking, but the lips aren't moving.
Well, they said that afterwards, like when they were fighting underwater, but I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
But the fake Captain Tennille was still moving his lips.
He's still moving
Yeah, I
his
know.
lips. So...
That was weird. It's like he can just talk underwater.
But later on, Jotaro's moving his lips underwater as well.
Yeah.
I love this thing of it's like you can only hold your breath for 2 minutes, and then obviously there's more than 2 minutes left of the episode.
But I also like the fact that the captain, it's not that his stand gives him the ability to breathe underwater, he's been practicing
Just holding his breath.
so that he can hold it for 6 minutes.
Trained by Dio all his life for this day.
When they have him down as the fake Captain Dragon, does he look like what the real Captain Dragon would look
We
like?
assume so, because nobody noticed, his crew didn't notice the difference, did they?
And they've been on the ship for 10 years. So. I think it was
I
the
would
hat.
like
'Cause he
to
took off
see-
the hat going, actually, it's not me, Captain Dragon. All the crews were like, oh my god!
Oh!
Maybe the other
He has a
guy's
ball
just
patch.
completely bald, yeah. My favourite bit of this episode is when they first think they've beat him, and
That's amazing.
Jojo
I thought he was done.
Jojo sasses him and then tells Mohammed, say something, Abdul.
Hey, Abdul, say something cool.
This sucker.
It's like him and Polnareff all lined up on the side of the boat ready to sass him as he falls into the water.
I guess since they didn't really help with any of the fight at all, they might as well come up with some witty repartee.
Yeah, they need to do something.
Well, it was like a whirlpool of razors. Like, they couldn't do anything. I mean, I don't really call it a fight. It's just like Jotaro can't do anything because he's being like sorely petrified by barnacles. It's just like Captain Tennille is going like, my stand can do this and this and this and this, and I know everything I'm going to do, and I have all the powers, and you can't beat me. And then just Jotaro just defeats him in a single move. But by concentrating real hard and making Star Platinum's middle finger and index finger of his right hand extend to an insane length and slice Dark Blue Moon's face off.
Yep. That's quite the move. Star finger?
Star finger. I don't think this power is ever used again, except as this situation.
Well, there's not many situations in which you need to lengthen your fingers.
If you want to point at someone, him over there.
Whoop.
I'm not sure, like, a good...
So I want to check, the idea of him going limp, is that so the barnacles have already kind of made their shape around Platinum? So if he goes limp, it's like a Houdini trick, is it, or not?
No, like,
I'm not overthinking this.
well, they're draining his energy, and I guess the more you struggle, you're just wasting energy because you can't get him off you. He was concentrating on...
In his fingers.
I'm concentrating on how, if I just try real hard, I know I can extend the fingers of my right hand to stab him in the face.
See, it makes sense now.
I did like how Dark Blue Moon, he had those 4 eyes. They were kind of creepy looking. It wasn't the worst design, but it was mostly the head I liked about.
He had a very flat head as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy have the giant, like, maw he has.
It only opens underwater as well, which is kind of odd.
Well, a weird kind of like, I guess to be like some kind of like aperture for breathing through when he's on the surface.
Yeah, I thought that was going to come into play for something, but it's just like, check it out, he's got gills.
Yeah, I was wondering whether he uses those shoulder things to breathe on land, maybe. That's why, and then underwater he's opening his mouth.
Yeah.
Although it shouldn't matter, no, he's a manifestation of psychic power.
That's true, yeah.
But I like that Molotov went into the design.
You're forgetting a very key point here when Jotaro manages to fool fake Captain Dragon into thinking
that was wonderful.
that I'm screwed. They all know I'm the stand. So the idea is that if he inhales smoke, a little vein pops up on your nose, and all the stand users hold the nose to check. And it's like, oh.
It's kind of like stand user says what? What? Aha.
And while we're talking about him smoking, we should probably mention, as everybody seems to be mentioning on the Crunchyroll comments, the fact that the censored part of this episode is Jotaro lighting up.
Yeah, it was in black. I noticed that. I was like, why is he in the dark? It's really sunny out.
Maybe they're just not, because you see, like, other people holding a cigarette without a problem, but as soon as he holds a cigarette...
I think it's him smoking it, and possibly because he's
the lead
under 18 as well, maybe.
Oh, of course, that's a point.
Well,
I've seen that on Twitter before I watched it. Bloody hell.
Yeah, they're going a little crazy with it now, because, like, a shark can get punched to death, a man gets stabbed in the face, but smoking, that's right out.
Yeah, you can't see him be smoking. You can't see Greyfly's chest after he's walked into the flight cabin.
Like, will that be on the DVD, or is that just like...
I assume that'll be on the DVD. So. They've darkened it. But
yeah, that was really weird.
I suppose he's a role model, Jotaro. That's how you should act.
Is he?
Don't
really?
smoke. Oh yeah, in Japan he'll be a role model. Kids everywhere.
Don't smoke. And go out and punch the closest shark you can see. The first shark you meet, get out there and...
Yeah. Good grief, he says.
Is that like his catchphrase now? It's Charlie Brown.
Good grief.
That was always his catchphrase.
I didn't know it was good grief. I think I've seen it translated as something else.
I think it's great that it is translated as good grief.
It's real good grief. It's like an old man in a young man's body.
Yep. Well, that picture's been doing the rounds of like Charlie Brown as Jotaro saying yada yada.
Oh, really?
That's it. Yeah. I've seen it pop up a couple of times now. It was just there during the week again.
Yeah, the only problem is when, and things like last episode when Polnareff said, put a lot of yares into it, that it was translated as good grief, which doesn't quite work as well.
It's not better than that bad good grief. Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, it's pretty much just a single fight this episode. I'm not sure the plot doesn't advance all that much further.
Well, the plot is fighting.
That really is true. We didn't get any Dio, is what I'm saying. We did.
You get Dio in the darkness going like, yes, my X-Plan shan't fail, etc., etc.
I'll get you next time, Star Wars Crusaders, next time.
So that's a question, actually. Is fake Captain Dragon, is he possessed by one of the little tentacle head things?
No, I think he's just a jerk.
Yeah.
I think
he's not found a mass murderer, he's just an asshole.
Like, if you're not going to eventually join the side of the heroes, everybody else is just evil by default.
Yeah.
I think that's about right. And we also get a little bit of seeing what's going on in Japan with Holly being monitored by the Speedwagon Foundation.
Oh yeah,
doctors.
sorry about that.
Yeah. Actually, the guys who were left behind on the boat were kind of alternating the role of Speedwagon for the duration of this episode.
Oh, that's true.
There's always one.
Yeah, and the fake captain tries to do the Joseph thing of saying, I know what you're going to do next, or I know what you're going to say next.
Yeah, hasn't got it down, though.
No. Doesn't work quite so well.
Yeah. I bet Abdul wanted to go with that guy because he's seen all these evil stand users horning in on his racket, one saying, "Oh, I'm the fortune teller. This is bullshit. Is all it is."
I did like the whole. The ship blows up, right? Why wasn't that Plan A?
Because
they're asleep. I leave the ship and blow it up.
he's an evil sadist. He was going to, or maybe he just didn't want to kill the crew. He only wanted to kill the.
He did kill the crew.
No, but he didn't want to.
No, yeah.
He said his original plan was to pick them off one by one on the boat.
He could have had them all in the water at the same time and just wrecked them all.
But once the cunning plan of Joestar had revealed him, then he was going to have to fight them in the water.
The other bit I liked was it's like, oh, I bet you're thinking such and such a thing, JoJo. It's like, actually, I was thinking if you pissed yourself while you're dying, that would be gross. Because I'm underwater and opening my mouth to speak.
I did like how the water turned pink at the moment that he'd beat him.
Like a swimming pool, is it?
Yeah, just how much blood had poured out of him.
Oh, dear.
Gross.
Anything else you want to mention this episode?
Not the best one yet.
I don't know. I quite enjoyed it. I like
I enjoyed it, but...
the little girl with her knife play early on. That was kind of ridiculous how she was throwing that knife from hand to hand for what seemed like an incredible amount of time.
She claims that it's like it's killed 100 odd people as well, if I recall. Yeah. She's a bitch.
She's just saying that.
Yeah, she's just saying that.
She didn't actually do that.
There's like 5 huge muscly dudes there. She needs to try and back up her threats.
And she's looking for her father, isn't she?
In Singapore, yeah.
Yeah, I think she in the next one, and then when they get to Singapore, she's gone again. Like, and also next episode is also like ship centered.
And an orangutan.
Yes,
It's very nautical.
What's he up to? I wonder.
Did we see the girl in the shower in this episode?
That was in the preview for the next episode.
Preview for the next one, yeah. So,
So all those who like to see 12-year-old girls in the shower.
smash hit.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm guessing like okay, we've ruled out air travel, and we need to also have like enough bad encounters that they're going to rule out ever going on a boat again as well.
So they swim there.
No, water is out. You know, just if we forget boats, we'll like get like a donkey and we'll get out there. But wouldn't you know what the donkey was some kind of stand user as well? It's like, aha!
Stand donkey. Oh dear.
She's just gone with the hot air balloon and used Magician Red to fuel it.
Ooh. Well, they were mentioning what was this? The
Jules Verne.
It's like it can be done. I read it in a fictional novel.
It's fictional in our world, but who knows in their world?
Oh, it might be true.
He might have
Actually happened. like Jonathan Joestar, he was like hanging around with Jules Verne back in the day.
Did you know Phileas Fogg was a stand user? Huh.
Righty-ho. That's that episode wrapped up.
Yeah.
So we'll be back again next week with, what's the next episode?
7, I think.
Strength.
Oh, yes. I didn't think we'd be that specific, and there's a monkey in it.
An orangutan is an ape.
Phil Collins in a suit.
Although paintings on the tomb, I do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh, they're falling down like a domino. All the buzz are men by the now, they got the money on the bet. Go crocodiles, oh, snap your teeth on your cigarette. Born top with the hooky pop, say, walk like an Egyptian.